And so today is February 9th, 2026. I'm Charles Anderson. I do business intelligence for EasyBot along with resource development, corporate sponsor, public liaison, and country leader representation. So a lot of different roles or hats. This evening, I'm taking on the role of training and support. Typically, this would be done by our EasyBot ambassadors, our chief support officer, and sometimes our global sales directors. But I am filling in the gap, and we want to go through a bit of onboarding basics. And so I like to talk about, well, how does someone set up EasyBot accounts and or connect to exchanges, or what should we be looking for in an exchange as far as how it's prepared to operate with EasyBot, and just all kinds of tips and tricks when it comes to starting the EasyBot journey and or maintaining that which you've already started. Okay. So I'd like to begin with, all right, what's the registration process typically look like, and how do we move on from there? So one of the first things a new user would want to do, a consumer interested in getting into digital assets, you, regardless of if EasyBot exists or not, should have an exchange account. You should have an exchange account where you are able to buy and sell and trade digital assets. And so let's take EasyBot off the table. You should have an exchange account. The reason why we say this, we understand the future of finance includes blockchain tech, and there's a transition from traditional finance into digital assets. You don't have an exchange, you're underprepared to be able to facilitate growth and profit in digital asset markets. You're going to be subject to the same pitiful return that you are currently experiencing in TradFi if you allow TradFi individuals or entities or industries to control your access to digital assets. So get yourself a personal exchange account. I am recommending, as a user, not as an EasyBot employee or representative, but as a user, I'm recommending Coinbase. Well-known, well-established, tons of partnerships, great future prospects, lots of advancement and enhancements, great exchange to use. Get a Coinbase account. And so what can you do with a Coinbase account? Well, you can buy Bitcoin. You could send that Bitcoin to a cold storage device if you so choose, or make use of it on the Coinbase platform. Okay. You can buy and sell other digital assets. Let's take a look at what an exchange is like. And I want to emphasize that when you get an exchange and you like to use it with EasyBot, you should set up portfolios in that exchange. So let's take a look at Coinbase. Okay. All right. One moment here. Let me check a message, make sure nobody's not trying to get in. All right, so when you log into a Coinbase account, you typically begin at the non-advanced site. You can see down bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and actually, let me see if I can see that on my other device, make sure you guys are seeing what I'm seeing.
Yes.
Cursor, you sure can. All right. You can see bottom left-hand side of the screen, there's a toggle button that allows you to switch between Coinbase and the advanced option of Coinbase, okay? And so you want to be able to make use of both. You have to in order to connect to EasyBot. But again, we don't have EasyBot yet. We're just an average consumer. We understand digital assets are imperative in the future of finance, and you need to be connected. So you need to have a Coinbase account. When you first get your Coinbase account, tons of things that you want to do to ensure that it operates effectively and efficiently for you. One of the primary things, automatically from the jump, update the security options on your Coinbase account to include, at a bare minimum, Authenticator app. I say this to highlight you want to get away from doing text message second factor authentication. Text message second factor authentication means I do something in my Coinbase that requires authentication, additional password, additional challenge answered to say, hey, I am who I say I am. If you're using text messaging, it's an outdated method of 2FA, and you are leaving yourself open to SIM swap attacks. And those are on the rise. They're very easy to do, especially if you're a consumer who's had an email address for any length of time, or you got multiple accounts out there on the internet. You are already a target for identity theft. And if you have a Coinbase account where there's capital inside that account, and you're making use of text messaging for your second factor authentication methodology, you need to update that. All right. So one of the first things you want to do, get yourself into the security settings of your account. So however you get to your settings, you need to go to settings, and then you'll need to find the option for those security features that relate to passwords and security. Okay. And so passwords and security, you want to go to the second factor authentication options. Okay. And so security tab here, and you want to get to two-step. Okay. And Coinbase themselves, they tell you, well, guess what, guys? Text messaging, it's not secure. And when it says less secure, that means not secure. Take it that far. Okay. And so you want to ensure that the option that you have is at least an authenticator app. There are other options. These are very secure, especially the security key. Or another thing they have is pass keys, but you want to update the security stuff. Okay. And you want to do this for any account that you own that requires authentication to get into. If you have to log into an account, you should be looking for the option for 2FA, bank accounts, email accounts, even things like Amazon or Netflix. Do 2FA. If it's available on the platform, turn it on. Okay. So a bit of user consumer protection, but that's one thing you want to do. The other thing, get the Coinbase debit card. No reason not to have it. If you got trading capital in here and they give it to you for free, you want to get that Coinbase card. I believe there is an option on the menu to get that debit card. It can be sent to you if it's available in your region. You can use it for free. But the main thing with it, as you're using it, okay, and I'll talk about using it, but as you're using it, you get to earn rewards back. Okay. And so when I say use the debit card, you may have some you may have some capital in your wallet that allows you to buy and sell. And the debit card will help you to do just that. So you may have some cash or even crypto. You can buy and sell using this cash or crypto. And how do you buy and sell from this account? You can use a debit card. And when you make a purchase, especially on things like bills, you get Bitcoin back. I've owned over like $100, $200 worth of Bitcoin just by covering the cost of everyday expenses with this particular account. Okay. So that is a phenomenal option to make use of with your Coinbase account. Okay. The other pieces to the puzzle, if you're not, we'll take a non-VIP plus subscriber who's not making use of trading pairs outside the 32. All of our trading pairs couple with USD when they're available in the Coinbase ecosystem. And so we're going to talk about those. There's like 25 trading pairs outside of or inside the 32 normal ones. Again, this is not related to VIP plus subscribers where you can get trading pairs that trade with US dollars per se. But let's talk about the USDC option. When you're doing deposits, you want to deposit your funds into your Coinbase account in the form of USDC. Okay. It saves a step of converting from US dollars to USDC. Now that conversion is currently free, but it doesn't always have to remain that way, if that makes sense. And you save some time. So when I do a deposit into this account, you do get to select the option of what you want to deposit as. You can deposit as dollars or you can deposit as USDC. And I would always select USDC, especially if you're just using the normal trading pairs that require the use of this form of asset. So if I want to do a deposit of $100, I'm specifying that I want to deposit from my bank account into my Coinbase account in the form of USDC. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing to cover is when you have the funds in the account. You got the funds in your Coinbase account in the correct form. Well, I am recommending that anyone with a Coinbase account partition the funds into portfolios. How do we do portfolios? What's the purpose of a portfolio? All right, let's take a look. And so portfolios, you got to be on advanced. And so, Miss Irene, how do we turn on advanced?
With the little button at the bottom.
Yep.
Right there. Yep.
You got it. Little toggle button at the bottom. We are turning on advanced. All right. And you do not always have to be on the Coinbase advanced side of the house, but for particular functions, you do. That's setting up API connections, and that is setting up portfolios. Okay. And so with toggle button advanced on, I now have access to the portfolio feature. All right. And portfolio feature allows you to segment your funds into different opportunities. So let's say, for an example, you're a brand new user using digital assets very first time, and you have no intention of doing anything other than EasyBot. Even with that scenario where all your funds would be in a portfolio called primary, even with that option, I would get an additional portfolio just in case in the future you want to use something, your Coinbase account for something other than EasyBot. So the gist of this in our community, you may use your exchange account for something other than EasyBot, and you don't want the EasyBot activity to be mixed in with the other portfolio related activity, whatever other activity you may use. My example is I got Coinbase that I use for EasyBot, and I got Coinbase that I use to do bill pay. I got Coinbase that I use to do currency exchanges for people, et cetera. And so I've separated out all EasyBot activity from anything else that I may do with Coinbase. And that is the strong recommendation for me for all users. Add a portfolio. And so with the advent of portfolios, you can manage your own EasyBot account. You can manage EasyBot account of family members and friends, et cetera. But the gist of it is that anything related to EasyBot is separated out from anything else you may do with Coinbase. Okay. And so create a portfolio. Pretty simple to create a portfolio. There's an option for creating a portfolio. You give it a name. All right. And now that that portfolio exists, you can transfer funds into it and from out of it. And you can connect APIs via this particular portfolio so that it functions with EasyBot or any other type of program that you want to connect an API to. Okay. So point of portfolios. So Ms. Linda, do you have a Coinbase with portfolios?
I don't know. I do not. I do, but I'm not sure.
Not a problem. But you are using Coinbase at this time.
I'm using Coinbase.
Do you
Yeah.
use it for anything at this time, and maybe not, but do you use it for anything other than EasyBot?
No.
And did you get the Coinbase debit card yet?
I have it, but I hadn't used it.
All right. So,
I hadn't used it. I didn't know how to add the money. I wasn't sure about how to add money to it.
okay. All right. There we go.
Yeah.
So this will be a great opportunity, and I can work with you personally on this. This will be a great opportunity for you to get your Coinbase account updated with portfolios and to be able to understand how to use that debit card. And so
Okay.
we're talking about, hey, look at that, Disney, Chipotle, Canva, all my bills. So when we're talking about this debit card, the funds that are in your Coinbase already is what you're using on this debit card. So said a different way, if you just deposit, let me go to home and then cash. If you just deposit funds into this account, and it could be dollars or USDC, when you deposit funds into the account, the Coinbase debit card draws on these funds. Now, think of it this way, sister. Let's say you got $10,000 that you're currently using with EasyBot, and you got the Coinbase debit card. So think about those two things exist. You got Coinbase debit card, and you got a $10,000 balance in your account. You have no portfolios. So you started using the 10,000, making profit with EasyBot. Everything is in your primary portfolio because you don't have any others. Now you hear about this debit card, you're like, oh, I can get rewards back in the form of Bitcoin if I so choose. You get the debit card and you start using it.
Mm-hmm.
Any idea where those funds are coming from? Let's say you go to a restaurant and you spend $100 and you pay with your Coinbase debit card now. Where
Mm-hmm.
are those funds going to come out of? Any idea?
Coinbase.
Yep, it's going to come out of Coinbase. And I heard you say which portfolio, Miss Irene?
It's going to come out of the primary if you
Come
haven't
out of the
selected.
primary, right?
Right.
And that's where you have that 10,000 that you have been using with EasyBot. So now you just spent $100 of the money that you specifically set aside for EasyBot because you don't
Okay.
have EasyBot separated out from the primary. Okay. And so the point of the primary would be just to serve this purpose. You want to use that Coinbase debit card, you separate out EasyBot activity from, hey, I want to go to a restaurant and spend $100 activity. And that's how you can keep EasyBot safe from being drawn on for that debit card. But I
Right.
100% get the debit card because look at it this way. There's ability to get free Bitcoin. And so you may have a different bank account or something where you pay bills, et cetera, but you can always put funds in your Coinbase and make purchases from that Coinbase using your debit.
So if I put money on the Coinbase, I could use that Coinbase card to pay my bills.
You certainly can. Yeah, I do. All my bills are paid via Coinbase, Verizon, Vivint, my home security, Amazon, everything, and I get back Bitcoin. Okay. Oh, look, so it's
Okay.
$193 in Bitcoin that I've gotten back. And so you
Okay.
see in the top right corner here, you can specify which asset you want to pay with.
Mm-hmm.
See, any of these, I could pay with any asset that's available here. You could choose
Okay.
dollars. You could choose USDC. But you select
Okay.
the asset you want to pay with, and you select the type of reward you receive. I'm going to recommend Bitcoin. And so now
Mm-hmm.
I go to the gas station. I use my Coinbase card to cover the cost of gas. What am I getting back? Well, I'm getting back one of the most valuable assets in the history of the world.
Bitcoin.
Why not? Okay. Now,
That's right.
I told you you get an option to select any asset available on this list. And typically people are going to never pay with Bitcoin, by the way. Accumulate Bitcoin, never pay with it. But people are
Mm-hmm.
going to typically select either they want to pay with USDC or they're going to pay with dollars, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what's the difference between the two? All right, let's talk about it. That's a big difference. All right. USDC is a cryptocurrency. It's considered what is known as a stable coin, which means it has a specified value attached or associated to a fiat currency. Okay. But it is considered pretty much the same thing as US dollars when it comes to Coinbase. You can pay with dollars or you can pay with USDC. And to prevent us from mixing this stuff up, USDC can be affectionately referred to as Circle or the Coinbase coin. Okay. All right. So this is a coin, an asset, a cryptocurrency developed by Coinbase in partnership with a company called Circle. So you can call this the Coinbase coin. You can call this Circle. I can either pay with dollars or I can pay with Circle. They are considered pretty much the same thing by Coinbase. The good news here, though, is instead of holding your funds in the form of US dollars, you can hold your funds in Coinbase in the form of Circle. You get rewarded for holding your funds in the form of Circle when you have this Coinbase One account. You can actually get APY on any balance here, right? If you have that Coinbase One account. So there's a benefit there to having Coinbase One, getting rebates on trading, but also holding USDC. You generate APY, and I don't know what bank you have, but this is higher than many institutions. Vast majority, I would venture to say. But you can
So
also
Charles,
do
can I ask a
dollars.
question right here? Can I
Yep.
ask a question? When you have your debit card and you're paying for various items, you're paying with cash, right?
I'm paying with USDC.
USDC, okay.
Yeah, but keep in mind, it's a debit card. And so that debit card is furnished from some financial institution. Honestly, it could be JB Morgan, it could be Pathway. I mean, there's a list of banks that these guys are partnered with whereby they can make use of debit cards, Visa debit cards, right? And so what's happening is I have some USDC in my Coinbase and I want to use it to spend via my debit card. So now there's a draw on an associated bank account from one of the major banks these guys are partnered with. And they're basically saying, all right, our customer has a certain amount of funds and they want to spend this amount of funds, give it to them. And then Coinbase compensates that bank with return of funds and they just deduct it from our account. So you can spend with, again, let's go back to the list. You can spend using that debit card, you can spend anything on this list. You can pay with any of these assets. Tether, Uniswap, Dogecoin. So if I had $1 million worth of Dogecoin, I could be using my debit card to pay everybody in Dogecoin. Yep. So does that make sense, Sister Irene?
Yeah, I just want to be clear. If I don't have a debit card right now, so if I go and get a debit card and I want to use that debit card going forward, I'm paying with the debit card out of my portfolio set up just for that, and it's cash, and I'm using cash.
Yeah, it won't matter which of the assets you use.
Oh, okay.
I'll recommend that you use one of these two, but it won't matter. You could use Dogecoin. You could use any option that you're allowed to use. Let's just go back to it one more time to confirm understanding. Here it says paying with USDC. When I go to a restaurant and I use this card, I'm paying with USDC. Now, the restaurant doesn't accept USDC. Okay. They have no idea what crypto is, but this is a Visa debit card. It's drawing against the bank. So if I got 100 in USDC that I'm trying to pay with, what the bank sees that this is being drawn against is I need $100, and Coinbase gives the bank that $100. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can pay with any one of these available assets on this list, but it's still going to convert to dollars for the institution that's receiving the payment, unless they're a crypto accepting institution. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just say it a different way. Get the debit card, tell your Coinbase account how you want to pay, and then you just have to make sure that the method you've chosen for payment is deposited in the account. So if I wanted to use my debit card right now, so this will be a test for you, Sister Irene. Let's go back. So I'll prompt the test for you. This is my debit card, Coinbase debit card. What am I paying with when I go out to pay for a bill or buy something at Dollar General or Family Dollar, or I go to Chipotle? Like, what am I paying with?
Well, you're paying with your debit card drawing from your portfolio with the USDC.
You got it. Just like it says here, I'm paying with USDC. Mm-hmm. So that means I need to have what in my portfolio?
The funds that you're using.
Exactly. I have to have the funds that I want to use. So if I'm paying with USDC, that means I have to have USDC in my portfolio, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So if I wanted to go out right now and buy some Pizza Hut or something, am I able to do so?
Yes.
I see 21 cents there.
No.
21 cents worth of pizza.
So that's my point, right? I am not set up appropriately right now to use that debit card, so I will get a declined. Now, all I need to do, because there's funds here, I just put it in the form of USDC, and then the card will go through. Okay.
And when you say put it in the form, just do a transfer?
Convert. Yeah, just do a conversion.
Okay.
So I'll turn on just to show you what I'm talking about. You can just do a conversion.
Okay.
Convert. And you can convert between cash and crypto. And so I can convert this USD into USDC. And that is a free service right now with Coinbase. Okay. And hey, Brother Andre, hope you're well, my friend. Hey, Sister Chastity, hope you're doing well. Chastity, you came a few minutes late. You owe us about $25, okay? So I'm going to send the...
hey, bro, can I make a comment on that real quick?
Which one? Well, yeah, go ahead.
On that card.
Yeah.
If Irene, Irene was the one going to be using it?
Anyone. We're just learning right now, so anyone.
Okay. Only thing I would say is have your crypto money for trading USDC, have that in a separate portfolio than your debit card. Because if it's attached to your primary, some of that money you're spending with that debit card might be supposed to be using for your trading.
Right. And Charles just
you don't want to get those confused.
Sister Irene, tell Brother Andre what you already know, because he came late.
He just explained that. Make sure you have
look at that. Look at that. Man out here wasting his breath. Good Lord. But no, that's a good reiteration, reaffirming what needs to happen. Portfolio, and this is really for Sister Linda, that portfolio piece is very important if you do plan on making use of that card. Anything in the primary is where that balance comes from for the card. And so if your primary is the only portfolio that you have, you are drawing against your EasyBot activity. And so that's why my very first two portfolios were primary and EasyBot, where all EasyBot was in the EasyBot portfolio, and everything else was in the primary. Okay. Now this is sample account for you guys to be seeing, but it is my primary for all bills, etc., because I'm earning Bitcoin. But any activity that's related to EasyBot is separated out. Okay. And it's not just EasyBot with these portfolio. Anything that does API, you can use separate portfolios to help you with that. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
So we are at the point where we've secured an exchange account. Didn't even know about EasyBot, just knew we needed to be in digital assets. And there is an exchange that allows us to get into digital assets where you could buy, sell, trade digital assets. And there's much more that you can do, but primary consumer functions, buy, sell, trade, digital assets. Okay. It's a great place to have funds comparable to any financial institution, and you can get better rates of return. Now, if you're brand new and you don't know how to be in the digital asset market, and you don't know how to read charts and execute trades and limit and market orders, et cetera, well, how are you going to make profit with digital assets? One method, you could hold on to an asset. Like, as an example, I could go into a portfolio and I could purchase some Bitcoin and just hold on to it, something like that, and hope that the price that I bought it at increases over time. So that's one way to make profit. Buy an asset at one price and just wait. And you could sell it at a higher price if you so choose. But we know we got a much better solution that is less passive, more involved, and it functions to a level of 99.8% efficiency. When we're talking about making profit from digital asset markets, EasyBot is the solution. So you got to get it, you got to connect it to your exchange, and you got to turn it on and use it the appropriate way, and you'll generate profit. So you don't have to have an exchange account and try to make profit by yourself. You got to connect that EasyBot account. So one of the first steps in connecting the EasyBot account in our onboarding, well, you got to get an EasyBot account. How are we getting EasyBot accounts? There are individuals in our community that have referral rewards links, right? Someone can introduce you to EasyBot, and you can use their referral reward link to get an EasyBot account. And let me see if I have, let's just use a couple of accounts. All right, let's do it. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. What's this? Ooh, that's horrible. I don't remember my EasyBot account number, and I should. All right, that's better. All right, so someone can give you a referral rewards link. There got to be another type of link. I think it's LCP. Let's see if that works. Nope, that's not it. I'll find it. Oh, LCP.
Andre's always making us turn out to away from the light screen to the dark screen.
He was already blinding me, Irene. I had to turn away. I had to turn away.
y'all low light vision folks. So you will be giving a referral rewards link. My strong recommendation, I would honestly, and again, we're going through tips and tricks, practices. What I would actually have a separate email account than what I'm already using. The reason I say this, and so what I'm talking about, you get a link to get an EasyBot account from a referral rewards member. You may have one that looks like this. You may have one that looks like this. Whatever the link. My strong recommendation is to use a brand new email account, one that you have not used before, and you're going to write this email account down. You're going to use a very strong password, write it down, and I would honestly change that password every 90 days at least. The reason I say don't use a pre-existing email, all of your emails have already been compromised. That's a guarantee I can give you. Okay. There have been too many data breaches in and around the United States in the past 10 years, whereby billions of customer data information sets have been compromised. And if you're in EasyBot, you are already a target. People are preying on you as we speak. Keep that in mind. So safety first, brand new email, one that's never been used before, very strong password, and use that. Okay. But even if you don't sign up, register an account, either of these methods, this is a little more expedient to me. This one is a walkthrough. It gives you more of a walkthrough. Okay. But either one will work. Either methodology will work. So you got to get an EasyBot account. You want to register that EasyBot account. But then what happens next? We need Exchange and EasyBot to talk. And so you need to have 3 tabs open. You want your EasyBot, your exchange, and your email, all three E's. EasyBot, exchange, and email. Have them open on the 3 tabs. That way you can navigate back and forth between the various websites to get things done. But the basic step here that we want to accomplish is the API connection. All right. So get an exchange, set it up with security. Get your debit card, get your portfolios, get an EasyBot account. Oh, by the way, deposit funds into your exchange too. Because some exchanges, they do like 7-day holds before you can send funds from the account. You can trade instantly, but as far as getting money out of the account, there can be a hold, especially with Coinbase. So deposit funds into your account in the form of what? If you're a non-VIP Plus subscriber with no additional trading pairs outside of the 32, Sister Linda, what kind of crypto or stable coin, I should say, should we be using in Coinbase? What's his name? Starts with a
USDC.
That's right. Circle. There you go, Sister Linda. You got it. And who are we getting that USDC from? Because they came late. I think her name starts with a C. That's right. Chastity Stevenson. She's sending everybody USDC. But no, Sister Chastity, you got any comments or questions or anything you need me to cover in this particular session?
Well, I did come in late, and I did come in the middle of you explaining the card. But some of it I caught on to, understood. Some of it was a little bit. I still don't know what the API is. That's the only question I have.
Cool. Let's do that. And so this is the training and support call. We do have one of our EasyBot ambassadors who typically handles training and support. They do it at least 3 times weekly. This one is an evening session. I decided to help not help shed light. I wanted to review with people some basic onboarding, and give a little bit of tips and tricks. So the only thing we've gone through is, even if EasyBot didn't exist, you live in the United States, you live in a time where digital assets are a thing, and we are going to transition from traditional finance systems into blockchain tech, digital assets. You should have an exchange account. Your family members, they should have an exchange account. People they need to be connected with the digital asset markets as soon as possible. And so we went through, all right, what's a good exchange? Coinbase. Why not? So that's all we've gone through, and some things about Coinbase. But now we've gone through the step where, all right, I got an exchange account. What can I do? Well, I could buy and trade my own digital assets. I could hold digital assets, or I can use the elite digital asset acquisition tool that is award-winning, known as EasyBot, to do it for me. So let's get an EasyBot account, right? And then we're going to connect them using that advanced programming interface, API. API is a language. And so I'm going to log into this account real quick, and I'll show you. Let's do an API connection.
Application program interface.
You got it. How do I log into this account?
What's up, guys? You on mute, my brother.
Welcome to the call, brother guy.
Hey, I got here right on time. I was about to go over what I need anyway.
So Sister Chastity, what does brother guy owe us? What does he owe you?
You said $25, right?
And that was for you. He look, it's 843. What do you want him to give you?
Oh, that'll be 45 then.
You see that?
What did I do?
Taxed it.
What didn't I do?
43 minutes. Teacher been teaching already. 43
Hey, guy, that was the late fee. That's the late fee, bro.
Okay.
She said 45. She sound like Mike Epps. 35, 45. All right. See.
I got you.
Okay.
All right.
So we're doing APIs, guys. So as a reminder, the step that we're at, we got our exchange, we registered an EasyBot account using referral rewards, and we followed recommendation of the business intelligence officer. Different email address. You guys' emails have already been compromised. Guarantee it. So brand new email address. We're ready to do API connections. We're ready for exchange and EasyBot to talk.
Okay.
You guys are co-hosted? Nope. Sorry, let me get you co-hosted. EasyBot ambassadors.
I'm about to take control of your screen, hitting that little moon button over there.
Nope. Don't do it.
Please do it.
I'm blinding y'all.
Irene.
Fine.
Thank you. Oh my
Jeez.
God.
Thank you. I can take off my shades now.
Oh
My
my
eyes. I had to put my shades on.
As soon as I'm done, I'm turning it back.
And messing with you, Charles.
Hey, like, I got to be able to adapt, ambassadors. But remember, EasyBot and Exchange, they need to talk. And our method for doing this, and there is distinct reason behind this, but we're going to use time-tested API connection, application programming interface, API connection. APIs have been around for many, many years. It is not something that EasyBot came up with. We're just using the technology. Also, keep in mind, guys, algorithmic intelligence, algorithmic trading, that's actually been around before EasyBot. It's been used in the stock market. So Dr. Ali just came up with a great method, right? A great method. And so we are applying pre-existing tech and adapting it to a market that people had trouble in. So the tech we're going to use now, we're going to allow Coinbase and EasyBot to talk. So you got to have both systems open. You got to have your Coinbase open. And in advanced, it has to be in the advanced setting mode. And you need to be in advanced API. Okay. So, Sister Irene, we've toggled on advanced toggle button. And we went to the menu and found advanced API. Okay. And so it's asking us to create a key. The key is what unlocks the communication. It allows for one system to talk to Coinbase. The key is being given by which system, which platform? The key is being given by which platform? Anybody?
EasyBot.
EasyBot?
No. So I'm glad I asked that. The key is being given by Coinbase.
By Coinbase. Okay.
And so Coinbase offers API for pretty much any function. Okay. It's not just for spot trading, not just for EasyBot. You can do data pools for tax purposes. I mean, there are so many different things you can do with API. Coinbase and all these exchanges, really, they have a whole API library, okay? And so EasyBot is tapping in to the Coinbase API library. We're asking Coinbase, hey, give me a key where we could talk. Let's unlock the door. Give me the key. We could talk. And so that's where we create the API key. We hit create. Now, the steps for this, very important, okay? I would give it a name. The name honestly doesn't matter, but something you can identify. So we'll just do test today. Oh, you saw that. No special characters, by the way. Must begin with a letter and can only contain letters, numbers, hyphens, underscores, okay? All right. But give it a name. Now, this is big piece to the puzzle. You want to be communicating with the portfolio that you made that's related to EasyBot. All right. The funds for EasyBot need to be in the portfolio that you made when we set up our exchange for EasyBot. And so the portfolio that we made for this API was the test. Everybody with me so far? Okay. Now, the next big piece to the puzzle, you got to give API permission. Now, this is where EasyBot's thought process comes in. We, as a company, don't want to manage people's funds. We don't want to have to get money transmitter licenses and have to go through the red tape of approval in different countries to operate. And we want people to have that feeling of confidence and trust that their funds are being managed well, because guess who manages your funds?
You do.
You do. Absolutely. And nobody's going to manage my $1 million better than I manage my $1 million, because nobody cares about it like I do. Okay.
I don't care about it.
Yeah, the thieves do care about it, but not as much as I do. But we give people the permission. I'm sorry, we give Coinbase, we're giving EasyBot here the permission to access our funds only in a certain way. Never initiate anything other than the ability to read, view, trade. We don't want withdrawals, deposits, transfers, removal, nothing in addition to being able to spot trade, but also to view the account, read. Sometimes there's a write command, but we don't even want that. Okay. So view and trade. If you're in another exchange, you may see different terminology, but we only give permission suitable to the task at hand. You got to remember that. This is even for explanation purposes. When you're talking to other people, hey, EasyBot does not have permission to do anything in my exchange that I don't want it to do. It can only spot trade for me. It can only view what's going on and execute trades, okay? And then the other important piece to the puzzle, security protocols here. This is where we specify the IP addresses, the Internet Protocol whitelist, okay? And where do we get IP whitelisted addresses. Where?
From EasyBot.
From EasyBot, exactly. So that's the duality. We get some info from Coinbase, some info from EasyBot, so that a secure API connection is established. And so what EasyBot's saying is, hey, can you give me a key to the door? And then what EasyBot tells Coinbase is, only let these traffic patterns through this route. And those traffic patterns, they have to be on this IP whitelist. These guys, this is basically the pass to get in the door. All right. Somebody comes to the door with a red card, they're not getting in. Somebody comes to the door with the green card, they get in. Okay. All right. So we're at a point now where we're done with Coinbase. Now we got to move to EasyBot to get the requested info. So we turned on Advanced. We went to Advanced API. We did create an API key, gave it a name, specified the portfolio where all the EasyBot activity is going to happen, gave it permissions. Now let's get those green cards. All right. So we go to EasyBot, menu on EasyBot, bot settings, and my exchanges. All right. So I was doing a bit of testing to see how many exchanges I could create on a particular subscription. This is already more than what I'm allowed or what we're allowed, but it was just a test. I'm gonna delete one of these if I can here. All right. So you get to the exchange portion, user exchange portion of EasyBot. We need to create a connection. We got this Coinbase account. We got an EasyBot account. They got to talk. So add user exchange. Okay. Connection name. Make sure there's nothing in any of these fields, guys. These should be blank. Nothing in any of these fields. All right. So this, I would just call this Coinbase and the date.
Coinbase and the date.
Or whatever the exchange is in the date. So let's go ahead and do that.
So essentially what you're doing here is naming it, giving it the same name that you initially entered in under Coinbase.
So almost what I'm doing here is basically telling EasyBot, all right, this is my Coinbase exchange. So this is an identifier, and we're going to get an exchange identifier here, but this is an identifier that says which exchange and when I set up the API connection in Coinbase. Okay. This alternatively for me, this name would have been EasyBot in the date. So I identified that this is an EasyBot API and the date I set it up.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So give it a name. Select the appropriate exchange. All right, and this is where we specify information from Coinbase, key and secret, but we don't have that information right now. Where did we leave off? Well, Coinbase is asking for information from EasyBot. EasyBot wants to give that information. Copy button, folks. Copy button, copy button, copy button. Stay away from the scroll, highlight. Stay away from the highlight copy. Use the copy button functionality. There is room for error with the whole scroll, drag, highlight. So copy button. Got copied. Navigate back to Coinbase and paste what you copied. That is literally it for the creation of the key, with the exception of what's about to happen next, the challenge. There should never be a time where you can withdraw from your Coinbase or transfer from your Coinbase or create API keys from your Coinbase without a challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and create and download. Word about this, get rid of the download. There's no reason to have this on your system. And if your system's being monitored, which very well could be, to be honest with you guys, especially if you don't have any bridge connections on your internet, any VPN software, any virus control, could be being monitored. You don't want somebody to have your API key. So
hey, Charles, what do you mean by get rid of download?
Delete it. Delete it. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna hit create and download. And this is the challenge that I'm talking about. There should be some kind of challenge before you're able to create a key or even do a withdrawal. And I'm gonna use the Authenticator app for mine.
Two-factor authentication.
So this is Coinbase, and the 2FA regime that I use for Coinbase right now is Google Authenticator. There are others. All right, so I went through the challenge. Reject. You didn't see it, but there was an API key download. Get rid of that. Delete that stuff. Get it off your system. Okay? Get it off your system.
And how do we do that?
Find it. There's an open file button on the download, or just hit the delete. Yeah, you want to get rid of it. Delete it from your device. Okay. Any questions on that? All right. So keep your key safe.
Charles,
yep.
Don't you get a option to save? Because if you don't save it, it's not delete.
Yeah, so you just saw that it downloads, right? Create and download. It downloads to your computer when you create.
Okay, gotcha.
So what I just said is delete it.
Gotcha.
All right. So keep your key safe. No reason to keep your key safe, folks. I'm sorry. No reason to keep your key. Any issues with the key, make a new one. Never recycle a key. Make a new one. Okay. But we got a key. We got API key components here. It's 2 components, the name and the private. Okay. We copy button for each item. All right. So what have we done so far? We created the key for Coinbase, and we got EasyBot set up to receive the key. We also use info from EasyBot in order to create this key. So now we're going to give EasyBot the information it needs so that the 2 things can talk. All right. So always use copy button. It says copied. Top one goes in the top one. That means the API key name, which is at top, goes in the key field, which is at top. Bottom one goes in the bottom one. Private key, copy button. It goes in the secret field. That's it. That is it.
And then
save it. And you got an API key. And I can go back in and look for edit. I see the correct trade fee percentage, so we don't even need to talk about that. But yep, that is it. So what I do over here, I just close it out. And by the way, guys, don't do what I just did. I mean, this is a test, but don't do what I just did ever. Never do keys over a feed, a live feed, or a recorded feed. But I'm never going to use this key. So you can manage these keys to make them inactive, etc. But that was the one I just made. What this means, though, this key that was just made and the fact that EasyBot has the key components, it means the key will open the door. Additionally, only people that can get through the door are the ones that are using the correct road, the whitelisted IP addresses. Okay? All right, let me pause there. Comments, questions, concerns with the key. Let's talk about it.
So,
Guy, one thing I want to say real quick. If you do use portfolios and that connection name, that's what I actually named my connection name. It's from the portfolio that I got it for.
Okay.
Because again, you can make these API keys, for different accounts. So I, myself personally, that connection name, I name it the portfolio that I'm getting it from in Coinbase.
That's nice. That's a good thing.
Okay.
So I want to confirm understanding with Sister Chastity. Take away for you anything I'm like needing to hone on a little more?
You definitely answered the question about how to do the API. Will I remember how to do exactly all of that? Probably not.
Brother Andre is ready for you. He said he'll do breakout rooms whenever you need.
Right.
Okay.
I have the steps in my mind. I just still don't have the comfort level to do it, but I do have the steps in my mind. I just got to keep going over it, and I'll get with Larry and Andre again to keep drill it in my head. Yeah, but yeah.
Question for you, Charles. So to add, I know we went through this in this training where we had those additional IPs, but we found that instead of adding those additional IPs, when you go to correct it, just go and grab the whole IP address, the whole list, and then edit your IPs, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can create a whole new thing, but instead of creating, just edit and then drop the new IP in there.
Yeah, it saves time to just edit it. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Charles, when will this recording be available?
I really gotta think about if we should release this kind of recording. I guess it's okay. So give me 24 hours. We'll see. Give me 24 hours. Make sure.
I really need to practice.
I may only release it to the people on the call, to be honest with you, but let me just think it through. I gotta go through it and make sure nothing's out there that we don't want out.
Right.
I'm still nervous about the API. I just kind of want to.
Yeah. So okay. So general consensus here, coming from Sister Stevenson, Brother Miller, Sister Jones, it's not something you need to be. You don't have to do it on your own, guys.
I know.
It's not necessary. So I wouldn't even worry about getting the competency. You have to understand the premise. Why are we doing this?
Yes, we got our
systems need to talk.
We've got our blessed ambassador.
Yeah, I mean, I have that, but what I find in my case, Charles, it's actually inhibiting me because now I really have become codependent on Larry and Andre, and my strength is relationships and pulling people in, and because I don't have the confidence, I'm gonna be transparent. I don't have the confidence of doing it on my own. I handicap myself in the way that I'm thinking. But
so behavioral pattern then for you,
right? So I got to break that pattern because
yeah.
I need to get that understanding because I'm comfortable with it being safe, but because with this notion about not making a mistake, I'm so apprehensive about making a mistake with this crypto stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lean on you a different way.
But I gotta get this, yeah, because
I'm gonna lean on you a different way. I'm gonna object and say you don't need to get it. I'm gonna say that you need to give people a different behavior pattern. You are an expert. You're a perfectionist, so to speak, and I say that in a good way. I love it. Everybody's not going to have the level of competence that you have, brother guy. And I'm going to suggest or recommend that you get people in the pattern of leaning on EasyBot for this stuff.
I do. In fact, believe it or not, many of my team members, they as competent as Larry and Andre, they comfortable doing it themselves. But I stopped them because I want them to be coachable. So I was like, just wait for Larry, wait for Andre, so they can spoon feed you, and then after you comfortable, then you can go on your own. But I want them to be coachable first.
Yeah, it's very easy to make a mistake with this stuff, and it could be very damaging if you got large trading capital. So I am recommending to everyone, don't think having to do this yourself is the way. Lean on EasyBot for it. But again, you do need to understand the premise. Why are they talking? Sister Irene, did you have a comment or anything?
No. I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, so these guys are, I'm sorry, not why are they talking? Why are we doing APIs? One, pre-existing technology that we've adapted for a specific use case here where we don't have to touch your money. So you are safe in the knowledge that your funds are being managed by who? By you. Additionally, two systems need to talk. Come on in, Sister Carol.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
When you said two sisters, who is the other sister?
Systems.
Okay.
Yep. So Sister Chastity is going to tax you.
Okay.
Carol, you are killing me.
You definitely need Sister Chastity. She need over 100.
Oh yeah.
What did I do? Well, let me not take too much time. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to introduce Mr. Kim on the line, and I invited him, and he's a great guy who understands residual income. So
okay, great. We thank you. So this will be a session, Brother Kim, for understanding onboarding with EasyBot. So thank you for that, Sister Carol. I'm going to move forward here. Brother Kim, feel free to jump in with comment, question, concern if you have any, but welcome to the EasyBot family. You're in great hands with Sister Carol. I encourage you to not let her stay in her own head and get her moving forward, okay? So work with her closely, Brother Keem. Y'all make $1 million with this EasyBot stuff. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're at the part where we understand that even if there's no EasyBot, you need an exchange account. You need to be in digital asset markets. The way of the world is that finance in the United States and beyond, blockchain technology is going to take over. If you are left behind the curve, you're going to experience the same thing that our forefathers, ancestors, people that came before us, elders, whatever, experienced. Loss of potential profit because they didn't get in early enough. All right, we're still early, 16, 17 years old or so, digital assets. And we're in a great space with a great company that is allowing the average consumer to get in where institutions and investors normally held the reins. All right, so you're supposed to have an exchange account. We talked about Coinbase. We talked about Coinbase debit card to earn additional digital asset profit. We talked about how to segment the exchange into portfolios to separate out anything EasyBot versus something else you would want to do. And we talked about safety feature. You should have something better than text message 2FA, okay? More than text message second factor authentication, okay? And so, all right, you got an exchange now, Income EasyBot, where you got an exchange and like, what do I do with it? I could buy, sell, trade digital assets, but market's volatile, but I don't have experience, but I don't have the time, etc. Right? All right, Income EasyBot, perfect solution, award-winning elite digital asset acquisition tool. connect it to your exchange, turn it on, you will make profit. Okay. And so how do we get the EasyBot account? Someone sends you a referral reward link, you register the account, you gotta put 2FA on your EasyBot, folks. I did miss that step in registration. Gotta put 2FA on your EasyBot. Okay. Protect that account, even if you don't keep funds in that account. Protect it, but you also want to connect it. So first 2 steps, protect it, connect it. I just made something up there, y'all. That's pretty cool. Protect it and connect it. All right.
Connect it and protect it.
All right, connect it and protect it. I would protect it. I would protect it and connect it first, but yeah.
You can't protect something you're not connected to. Come on, man.
2FA on your EasyBot account is what I'm saying. When you register an EasyBot account, put 2FA on it immediately. Yeah.
Charles, what is it with the pass key? I always see that, but I don't know how that.
Yeah, it's like the evolution of the next phase of second factor authentication, and so it requires like some additional password or even a physical device. And so it's really, yeah, you really got to think of it like, all right, I put in my username and password. Now I actually have a key that will unlock the username and password to work. So, but I use the authenticator apps. The authenticator app versus the 2FA, versus the passkey. Authenticator app, you're dependent upon a third party. Excuse me. Passkey, it's you. You're dependent upon you, whatever device you may have, whatever nomenclature you wrote down. So that's the big difference. But yeah, you want to protect your EasyBot account, and we connect it to the exchange that you got, so now they can talk. Okay. All right. So once you have connected it, well, let's continue with the evolution of onboarding. But let me pause there. The phases that we've gone through so far: comments, questions, concerns. Comments, questions, concerns. The next thing I'm going to talk about is allocation of funds. And everybody has a different method, but I just want to give you a baseline from the EasyBot perspective. I'll probably pull up a spreadsheet. Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And I'm sorry, Sister Queen, welcome to the call. I didn't greet you. And Sister Carol, welcome to the call. I didn't greet you either. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. I just want to get a shout out to our 2 ambassadors, my younger brothers that I invited to the call because I told them you were.
She said, come to the call and get bio. That's what she said.
I just want to rat them out right now. I had to tell them to get on the call.
I invited them to the call. I always include the ambassadors. But thank you for that. Because apparently they did not even look at my invite. They said,
no, we got your invite and we got Queen, but I was just tied up with something that I couldn't put down.
So you hear what I hear, Sister Queen. They didn't care about what I said. They said
we were busy.
We were tied up, but we're here.
Didn't care about what Charles said. I get it.
Queen directed us to get to work and go get bio. That's what she said.
Pizza to Daddy King's Pizza. All right. Let's talk about the next step. R2 exchanges talk. And so now you want to make profit. R2 systems talk. EasyBot and exchange. And they're both 2FA protected systems. Now you want to make profit. You got to start a bot. Can't start a bot without trading capital in the exchange. Okay. All right. So let's talk about allocation of funds. At this point, you don't have to have a subscription to begin the bots. You got a brand new EasyBot account, but it behooves you to get a subscription. The reason I say this, based on the 4 years of research, portfolios with more active bots, which means they're typically trading more capital, those portfolios produce more profit than smaller capital portfolios. And you can't get diverse large portfolios without getting a subscription. Now, you can have a large portfolio with no or low subscription. Like you can have a free subscriber tier, you can have a starter subscriber tier and be trading millions. But you're going to get hit with fees, higher fees than what you would if you had a higher subscription. And you're limiting yourself to certain assets or a few trading pairs. We understand in our ecosystem, across our 32 trading pairs, there's diversity with reference to profit attained from those trading pairs. One trading pair may perform well in the month of January. That same trading pair in February is in a slump, and another trading pair is performing. You only got 2 trading pairs, you may be missing out on another 30 that are outperforming the ones that you picked. So it does behoove users get a subscription and access as many trading pairs as possible, specifically the ones that are being recommended by the community or that you've seen historical performance for, and you feel confident or comfortable that they can do something in the market. You never know which one's going to be the best or the breakout trading pair, but you need to have more than 2 trading pairs, guys. In our ecosystem, we don't have great reports or reporting. No, we don't have good data on trading pairs, 2 trading pair portfolios. So just to reiterate, we got tons of free accounts trading 2 bots. Those accounts are not at the top echelon of profit produced. The portfolios that have most profit produced are 5, 10 plus bots trading high capital. Okay. All right. So we got this free account. Let's start bots, but let's look at the allocation of resources. All right. I'm just going to, you know what? We literally have a document that goes through allocation of resources. Now I got to try to find it. If you guys find it before me, that talks about the subscriptions, let me know. I'm going to.
Which document are you looking for, Charles?
Something about subscription?
The ones with the subscriptions.
He just
from the dashboard?
Yes.
The upgrade? Uh-oh. I think we lost him.
Lost him.
He'll be back.
So while we're waiting on Mr. Anderson, let us welcome one of our newest individual. Hold on, did she just leave? She sure did.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We hear you now, yeah.
I was frozen, huh?
Yep.
All right. So let me. Oh yeah, my Zoom actually just went off, so I'm glad I do have 2 devices.
Yep.
Damn it. All right, my apologies, guys. I'm gonna bring that back up. But what I'm talking about is brand new account. We couldn't verify the security of your connection. Brand new account that has a budget that they want to use. Let's take a look at how that budget can be allocated. Now, there are plenty of different ways for budget allocation. This is a different conversation that we're having now. Okay, let me close this. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So this is a different conversation that we're having now than the conversation where I have a lot of trading capital and I just want to trade it in one bot, or I come in and I really want to test the system. This is all right, I got a certain amount of funds that I want to use for this whole EasyBot thing, and I want to allocate it to be most effective or efficient for me. Okay. Now, hopefully we bypass that issue of no audio, of me crashing again. And I will keep my camera off just briefly here, okay? Because it'll help with the feed, okay? All right, so where did I find that subscriptions benefit document? Dashboard, link library of all places, right? And on the link library, look at that. So let's open it up. Let's see what it does. All right, and I'm going to turn my audio off here and use my phone. All right, you guys should be able to hear me now, right?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So we're saving a bit of time here. All right, there should be another document. There's probably a link in here. There it is. This is what we really want. This is a Excel document that goes through numbers. So we will open this as well. All right, so this document, it talks to you about the various subscription types. So if you are a brand new user, or you have a brand new user and you've been talking to them about subscriptions, they want a little more insight, or even if you want to just start the conversation with the document, it's fabulous. Goes through EasyBot and the subscription benefits, and it breaks it down by subscription. So all the various benefits, and eventually we'll update this concerning loyalty points as those are adjusted. But great document to talk about subscriptions, okay? And guess what else it has? Additional resources. So 401k discussions, right? 401k discussions. How does EasyBot outperform 401ks? What's going on with traditional finance in the United States, and what's the solution? We even got a white paper about EasyBot here, guys. So tons of insight in this benefits document. And I don't know who this person is, but I hear he's pretty talented and awesome and sexy and the like. That's the creator of the document, is Charles Anderson guy. All right.
Charles, show me something in that document that we don't cover in a corporate overview.
In the corporate overview? Sure.
Yes.
Well, one, you don't cover any of this stuff, the additional resources. So you always want to point out additional resources, but related to the actual benefits, is just very detailed. Martin and Winston do not have time to go through all these various points in a corporate overview. And so they're not going detail by detail, little bit by little bit. So it's just much more, I'll say, detail oriented as far as comparing to the corporate overview. Okay. But you also have access to some links that will explain some things that we typically don't cover. So loyalty point links. And then you have, all right, look at that, description of universal benefits, right? Description of universal benefits. See all that? And then you have the sub details document. And so the well, there is also another link here that talks about subscriptions. It's like a podcast. This is a podcast that you guys can make use of. Very informative. But this document is the grid, okay? It gives you the actual numbers related to the subscriptions. And so all the normal stuff that you'd find in the subscription details, but it goes so much further, right? So much further to the point where exchange specific trading capital per bot, right? So you got your minimums, one bot, all bots for the various subscriptions. Then you got your universal benefit section. Then you got your consumer questions. What subscription should I choose based on budget? So if I got a starter and my budget is, I'm getting a starter if my budget is this. Recommendation, not a requirement, right? Recommendation, because you could totally do something different with this budget. You could do something different. But also allocation of SSF based on budget and subscription type. So if I got this budget, I might consider this subscription type. If I got this budget between $11.50 and $23.50, I might consider advanced, right? And the goal here is to cover being able to have SSF and all the bots at least a minimum amount, okay? So really cool document to go through when you're looking at, all right, what is my allocation based on the budget that I have, okay? And I, personally, I would take, if you have access to this, I would take the advice of my my sponsor. So if you got a sponsor that's involved, they've shared EasyBot with you, you're comfortable with them, I would talk with them about, all right, well, this is the budget that I have. I'm working with Guy Miller. This is the budget I got. He's done this, and this, pro subscription or above, allocation of capital to the bots. Let me follow his lead.
Say, Charles.
I would also go through this document so you understand both of these. I'd have someone go through both of these so they have a great understanding or at least access to the information. It's very detailed, guys. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead, brother Lorenzo.
Yeah, so I know we're talking about budget, and Dr. Muhammad, he does the live charts, and within the processing of that live chart, he's always, as we know, he puts in a certain amount of money, whether it's weekly or monthly. And I think when we talk about budget, we always kind of leave that part out, because a lot of people who come into EasyBot, they only come in with the thought process of, I'm gonna get the subscription, I'm gonna get 3 or 4 bots, and that's it.
Right.
But, you know, with Muhammad, I love the way Dr. Muhammad does it, because he emphasizes the dollar cost averaging, right? That's part of the budget. If you neglect that, then the way your bots make money is not going to be fully, it doesn't have the full potential of making more profits, because you kind of just started with something that just lay down.
Sure. Yep. So recipe, right? Financial freedom recipe. And let's just go through it again. financial freedom recipe. And so we understand, because our global sales directors have done a great job of reiterating this, we understand that major component is this piece right here. So many will start with a certain budget. They'll neglect this piece, just like you said, brother. Mm-hmm. They'll receive a rate of return. And we're not gonna worry about TradFi right now. We're gonna talk about crypto. So double crypto at least. And they have a certain amount of years. All right, and so this piece to the puzzle can significantly improve the portfolio value over time, okay? And so even if it were, now take a look at the balance here after 10 years at 30% with 10,000. Take a look at the balance if we adjust this for 25 monthly, right? Now, as you adjust it to even higher levels, that balance will continue to amount to something. And you want to get it to the point where it's 10% of your starting capital is what you're contributing monthly at a bare minimum, because that is that exponential type growth that you want. So think about that. You can do something small, 25 a month, where you compare that to zero. It is an additional like $18,000. That's great. That's great, right? That's great. But get it at 10% of your initial contribution, and you got multipliers now, not just adding on. You got a whole level multiplier. So, that's, what is that? That's almost 5 times as much money, right? Mm-hmm. So that consistent contribution, it's critical. But we really don't see, well, let's look at the graph. We really don't see really good growth until year 3, typically, year 3, okay? So let's take a look at the cumulative interest, or I should say interest earned. We want to look at the interest earned, okay? That year 1, small amount of interest compared to that year 2, where it's almost double. And then there's that year 3. Now, the progression from 5 to 11 is 6,000, but 11 to 9 is 8,000, right? 11 to 19, I'm sorry, is 8,000. And then boom, all of a sudden you're in the 10, and then the additional almost 15, and then the additional. So after that year 3 is when that interest earned really makes a big impact. All right. And so we ran I'm looking for, and I know we've run portfolios for 3 or more years. And those portfolios are really great performing portfolios, but they're starting to see the impact of that compound interest labor. And if those portfolios have been adding consistent contributions, I mean, honestly, we should have millionaires in EasyBot, and we do, but we should have millionaires just from high trading capital interest earned. And when I say high trading capital, I mean, you can start with 60,000, 100,000. We should have millionaires by now from that kind of activity with consistent contributions. But we did not really, in all honesty, I'll say, focus on that particular aspect of consistent contributions until much more recently. Most people put in an amount and was like, all right, let's see what it does. Let's see what EasyBot does with this amount. We really didn't make this akin to a 401k. We didn't get that connection until much recently. Right. As a global community, many people knew about it. You've seen videos from me back in 2022, 2023, talking about 401k versus EasyBot. But globally now, it's a much more important conversation, consistent contributions, because we consider this now, for lack of a better term, a retirement savings plan, an investment vehicle, something that can produce a nest egg. And so this ingredient that the global sales directors always mention, it is really important. So great point, Brother Laurencio. But Brother Andre, just much more detail, and it's in writing. So people got access. Chastity's coming back in. People got access.
Another thing we can point out now, Charles, is now we have an account we are contributing.
That is right.
Contributing to.
That is right. So let's put that in this conversation right now. Yeah, I don't know why my direct links aren't working. It was probably the Zoom thing. So I like to look at the bottom one that gives the breakout of what's what. So that's our profit, compounding, right? And that's our contributions. And that's our initial. Okay. So initial is not going to change, right? Because that's what we started with. But the contributions grow. We've contributed $950 to this portfolio across this time frame, and total gain on that 38 weeks looks like $264. Okay. And so we're not even 6 months out the way yet, right? No, we're over 6 months because it's 38 weeks. So we'll be approaching that 52-week time frame shortly. So approaching a year. And we know we want to look at that 3-year time frame for when this has that beginning of exponential growth. And I do suspect this portfolio to be able to produce that million in a much shorter time compared to a TradFi scenario. What is the difference between this scenario and a TradFi? It's going to be the rate of return. I don't know if I have a rate of return on this just yet that we've assessed, but I can easily get it. Yeah, I can easily get it.
When you were using that other chart and you said that annual rate of return of 30%, where did you get that number from?
Sure, a double in S&P 500. So last 10 years, S&P 15%, we could easily double S&P. Even just by picking a certain asset, you could easily double S&P. Look at our performance charts. Let's look at this performance chart.
Yes, it's averaged about 30% over the last 3.5 years.
Look at that. Look at all these numbers above S&P. So let's go to Slick Charts. I'll show you S&P. And I didn't run it through Power BI just yet. So let's just go to the raw data source. And this will include dividends as well. And so look what happened in 2025 with S&P 500 total returns by year. 17.88%. 2024, phenomenal. We know what happened in 2022, guys. And this is one of the highlights that we made when we were doing that assessment, 401ks versus S&P. Negative 18%. If this was your year to retire, you're down bad. Okay. But across the past 10 years or so, it's been at about 15%. And so that's where I was getting that number. I was just looking at the past 10 years, knowing that we can easily outperform S&P 500 with our top tier assets, right? The average on here, look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19 assets, that's actually more than 50% of our assets outperform S&P 500 alone. So if you started with Solana and included all the assets above it in your portfolio, you've already beat 2025 performance. Okay. You using the crack house and you got Monero as your go-to, you already beat like down there all the years of performance for S&P 500, right? So, the point that I'm making here, when I look at this financial freedom calculator and I look at average annual rates of return, traditional finance produces less than digital asset markets in the form of profit potential. It's hard to secure a rate of return in digital asset markets due to risk of loss from volatility. But we have a solution to mitigate that risk. It's called EasyBot, right? And so we know we can double S&P 500. We can do that, okay? And there's no guarantee that every portfolio is going to do that because not every portfolio is well managed. Not every portfolio has the assets that are doing the thing they needed to do. But over a period of time, an average portfolio can outproduce S&P 500 easily, okay? And this average of all assets, including the low performing, is 20.49%. Yes, that has outperformed the last year. When does that portfolio start? January 1st, 2025. So we did a study, guys. This is an actual use case. A year of return, S&P 500, and this includes dividend, is like 1.5% dividend included. Year of return versus a year of TradFi return versus a year of EasyBot return.
Right, Charlie, and we all know, and we all always say that past performance is no indication of future returns, right? But man, when you have two accounts that under 400 days had a 100% return on the money, that is awesome.
Yeah, that 100% return on investment is phenomenal. I do like seeing that. Mm-hmm. I do like seeing that cumulative return, 100%. Right. I do like seeing that. So, but we're at the part where we were talking about budgeting for the brand new EasyBot user, and so we understood that the type of subscription that you get, it can dictate how much profit that you make, along with the amount of trading capital that you deploy, it can dictate how much profit you're going to make. Along with the assets that you pick, it can dictate how much profit you're going to make. Okay. And so these are things you want to talk with someone about. We are not financial advisors. Your sponsor may be, but we are not financial advisors. Talk with someone in the EasyBot ecosystem about their experience, and they can let you know what has happened for them and give you an idea of how best to manage your portfolio or set it up or create it. I am recommending, if you guys have new users and they're going through the onboarding process and you're not comfortable or competent with it, leverage someone from EasyBot to help them with onboarding, and you guys have a group discussion on their method or their process. Take them to the subscription benefits. Have them do their own due diligence. We should not be directing people, right? As far as dictating, we should be directing people as far as their own education. This is their portfolio. I got to stress that again. These are the users' portfolios. They are the custodian of these assets. They should understand as best as possible how to manage their portfolio, right? And even our VIP personnel, they're high profile or they're in government, et cetera, they have to have an understanding of how to manage these funds. We're not fund managers. And so people should be using these kinds of resources. What are the subscriptions and how do they benefit me? What is the type of recommendation that you can give us as far as the allocation of assets and what subscription I might want to make use of? What have you done as a sponsor with your team, and how are you guys making use of this fintech tool? EasyBot's a fintech tool now, guys. All right, so Coinbase, EasyBot connection to Coinbase, starting getting your budget allocated, and then starting bots. Best recommendation I can make use of for starting bots. Talk to somebody about the bots that they have started. Do some research for yourself in the market about projects or asset trading pairs that you might like. Use our performance insight charts to get an idea of what has performed well in the past. But start somewhere, guys. You may make a mistake on picking an asset that doesn't perform for you in the next 6 months, but it doesn't mean that that asset is never going to perform, right? We've seen Tron at the bottom many a day, but Tron in some people's portfolios have produced gains just because of the timing in and the time in the market. So, you can honestly literally pick any asset. Ones I would stay away from trading as opposed to accumulating are Bitcoin and Ethereum, top tier assets, two of the largest market cap base coins available. I would just accumulate those. Others I would trade for volatility. Okay. Let us pause there because this is just a small onboarding discussion. We can go on and on and on. Let's do some comments, questions, concerns, and we got to get Miss Sister Chastity her money. So she owes us 25, but Carol owes her 45. And no, wait, Guy owes her 45. Carol owes her. I don't know how she.
We have to welcome Sister Chastity to the EasyBot family. She is hailing from that unfortunately warm state of California.
Awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm hailing on
did not know that.
We
was giving her a nice little hard time today, introducing her to the family way,
She's from the motherland. She's from the motherland. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. I am not from California. I am from Dallas, Texas. So I'm a Texas girl all day long. Day in, day out.
All right.
Day in and day out. I just live in California, but I'm a dire Texas girl.
I like it.
What part of Texas, Chastity?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas.
Home of the Cowboys, baby.
Okay.
Boo. Okay, Chastity. Chastity, where are you living at now in California?
I'm in 29 Palms.
Okay, you're down south. Okay.
I'm in the desert.
In the desert. Yeah.
EasyBot in the desert. I gotta find some way to put that in an announcement. EasyBot in the desert. Well, welcome, official welcome from the EasyBot family to you. You are now part of the family. So cookouts and reunions, we expect you to bring a dish. 100%.
Okay. All right.
And have you decided whether or not you want to make use of a referral rewards program, or where are you at in your EasyBot journey?
You know what? I do not have a placement just yet because I am soaking it all in at this moment. So my decision is not completely final, but I know that I'll be joining. I'm already joined. I already have an account, but
nice. Got you.
Well, I just haven't decided. I haven't decided where I'm going to start at.
Who's your sponsor?
Who's my sponsor? His name is Jamie. He was on earlier today.
Okay.
This morning when I came in.
Nice.
And then
I'm glad. I'm glad you're doing your due diligence here and tuning in, and I'm thankful for Jamie for inviting you. I understand you have not yet made a decision, but we pray that what you have been experiencing so far and learned.
It's been overwhelming. It's been overwhelming.
Okay.
Hey, may I ask you a question, Queen?
Yes.
What's your background?
What do you mean?
I mean, what do you do? What's your claim to fame? You a doctor, lawyer, street sweeper, dog walker? What do you do?
I am a makeup artist and a hairstylist. I do a lot of TV film and production.
Okay. Oh shit! No, it's a wrap. Let's go. So she's about to blow up. Let's go.
So essentially, you're self-employed.
I am very much so self-employed.
So I mean, and I know this platform is relatively new to you. Do you believe in insurance?
I do.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, because I'm a retired investment guy, licensed, securities license. You can't get a better insurance policy than what this platform offers you, and that's the
I see it.
That's the exact attraction that led me. And I buy stocks every day still in my retirement life, but that's the exact thing that attracted me to this powerful platform. So with that said, with it being insurance, there is nothing out there like this, and I truly mean it.
I've noticed it. You don't have to reassure me. I've already noticed it. This is not my first rodeo.
From that lens, in terms of the decision that you are planning to make.
Yeah, I think
that's exactly what this is. This is the greatest financial insurance policy right now that exists.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you.
So
I'm noticing it.
So yeah, we're thankful to have you in the community, Sister Chastity, and I know you'll learn a lot more. Touch points. You'll need multiple touch points. You mentioned the word overwhelming. I agree, because I had to create a lot of the content, and it was overwhelming for me. So you'll just need multiple touch points. I do want to go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that's it. It'll take me maybe a couple of times, and I have it down to the point where I can repeat it with my eyes closed. So
nice. So I'm really excited for you because in your profession,
Chastity, we testing though. We're gonna be testing because
okay.
So Sister Chastity, I'm really excited for you because sorry. All right, there we go. No, I don't want that either. Sister Chastity, in your profession, you have ample opportunity to help some others get connected with some kind of retirement savings plan if they don't have it, or just network with. This is a cash cow for you if you consider that the type of connections that you have. Anybody can use this to manage the generation of profit over time.
Oh, I already have a whole team, so that's not the problem. That's
I'm
the easy
excited
part.
for you. I'm excited for you. You said you do production. What do you mean? Is that like movie type stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Movie set. Yeah, TV film and production.
EasyBot commercial coming?
If that's what you need.
All right, EasyBot commercial. I want to follow up with Sister Carol, your friend Keem. Any comments or questions from him, Sister Carol? He's not on the call anymore. Sister Carol.
You were opening the floor for questions, and I noticed he left. I'm not sure, maybe because he had to be at work tomorrow, so I'll get back with him.
You'll get back with him. Okay. All right. No worries. I just wanted to make sure we followed up and make sure he learned something or was comfortable. You have questions for me?
You mean me?
Yeah.
No, I had actually had the question that I would have had for you this night. And the question, I raised my hand. I forgot that I did raise my hand. Yeah, okay. I was going to ask, you had mentioned 2 podcasts and you took it off so quick. Can we get that?
Yeah, so are you on your device by chance?
Yeah, I'm on my laptop.
Oh, Sister Carol, you mind sharing your screen?
Sure, I can do that.
All right, am I sharing? No, I'm not sharing. Okay. And just don't have anything up that's private.
No.
Gosh, darn, Sister Carol.
All them tabs.
That's a lot of tabs. Good gosh. All right. You can this tab that you're on right now, you can actually close it. Just go ahead and close it.
Close which one?
The one that you're on now.
Oh, wow. Can I do that?
Yes.
I'll lose you.
No, just go ahead and close it. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, now go ahead to your EasyBot. It looks like it's on.
I have EasyBot right here.
It's open like 4 times, but no worries.
Yeah, it's the 3 accounts that I have. I was looking at the accounts.
All right, so are you logged into one?
Yeah, I can log in. I don't want that one. Let's see. Okay, I'll change that to mine. Okay, no, that's my daughter's. That's mine. Okay, you want me to go log in?
Yeah. Log in.
Okay, sure.
And I gotta recommend a practice of closing down tabs. You're gonna drain your resources.
I know. Sometimes.
All right, go ahead, get yourself in, and I'm gonna navigate you to where you can get some podcasts.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want me to get my authenticator code?
You're asking me, do I want you to get it, Sister Carol?
Okay. Let me get my authenticator. Where is eazybot?
Now, Sister Chastity, are you still on?
Yes, I'm here.
So one of the things we have people do, and Sister Carol's failing miserably, when they come to training and support calls, they should be logged in already to all systems. So just keep that in mind. Log into Exchange, your EasyBot, etc. I know she was busy though. So
yeah, I had my Coinbase up.
All right, Sister Carol. Oh, Sister, hey y'all see that? Sister Carol VIP Plus. Look at that. Okay. Hit the show more button under announcements.
Okay.
All right. So information for you. Go to link library.
Right.
So this is how you get to where I was showing you. Link library. And on this page, there's something that says document subscription benefits.
Right, that's the one.
Yeah. So that'll be very helpful, very insightful. You scroll down just a little bit, you'll see highlighted blue links.
Oh, I see that. Sub details and drop. Okay.
But now keep going down. And you'll have a section on this, and you can use the navigation tools on the right, I'm sorry, the left, but keep going down towards the bottom, and you got a section full of different resources that can be used, okay?
Okay, so if I keep going.
Yeah, it's closer to the bottom.
Okay, just close to the bottom.
Yep. There you go. That section right there.
Okay.
So you can scroll up just a little bit. It's a titled section, but it's called resources, additional resources.
Okay.
And so segmented into documents, podcasts, etc. This is where you want to go to get all kinds of EasyBot related insight. Okay. It's so very useful, and these are things you can talk to our knowledgeable EasyBot ambassadors and executive team members about. If you got comments or questions, this can explain a lot for people. It can give them material. If you have somebody that is the type that says, well, let me think about it, I need more information, blah, 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 blah. There's no shortage of that in our community. The approach that I would take with someone though, let them have the information, but we don't want to go off of like facts, etc. We want to go off the emotion. What happens if you don't do EasyBot? What's your plan? That type of stuff. Okay.
Right.
Emotional.
And Charles, I just noticed a word here that I'm not familiar with. Trade fi? Is that trade fi?
All right, Brother Martin, get her. Brother Martin, get her. Brother Martin, get her.
Where traditional finance, Carol. Traditional finance.
Yeah,
okay. It was
she done heard that word 80 million times.
Yeah.
The finance was truncated. Okay.
So yep, you got it, Sister Carol, TradFi. And I'm not going to recommend that you just throw this on Brother Keem or anything. Yeah. I would go through it myself first and just highlight some things, because you've been able to do that in the past. You found like a podcast that you like for EasyBot, and you shared it with somebody, and they got the message.
Yeah,
so I would do the same.
Yeah. In fact, the one that I was talking about earlier was the one that you had 4 basics. I played
4 basics.
Yeah, I played it a couple of times. Really liked it. However, I had brought it up during the what was that called? The first session from 11 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the support, Yeah, and my question was, which Andrea put some more light into it, and I saw where he was coming from, because what I had thought when I played it a couple of times, I was like, I really like this, but if he's using $200 as the original capital, and then he's talking about consistent contribution of $200, and you showed all the figures, which was quite impressive. But I was thinking, if someone comes in, because most times they ask you, how much do I have to come, start, trading or investing with? And I said, you need to come to the training or the corporate overview to see the packages, and you determine where you fit in.
Okay.
So I was now referring to that 4 basis. I'm like, if someone was thinking, okay, I needed to come in with buy the package for $250 and buy 2 bots, and maybe everything comes down to maybe $1,000 or whatever, and he's showing example with 200, then in that person's mind, they might be thinking, oh, it's only $200 that I need to come up with and make consistent contribution. And that might be completely different from what maybe you spoke to them about the packages coming up with 250, blah, blah, blah. But then the insights from Andre was that, yes, that because we have a free package for 45 days, one can actually start with $200 for 1 bot and, keep making those consistent contribution. And I saw where he was coming from, but I thought maybe the example of maybe $1,000 with maybe $100 contribution, consistent contribution could have been a little better, but I see where he was coming from. Yes, you can, get 1 bot and start with the free package, especially for someone who says, I don't have a whole lot of money, they can start with free package and then start with 1 bot and do consistent contribution, whatever they can afford to do. And that'd be a good one too. So, so I got that taken care of by Andre, except if you have any other inputs to that.
Yep. So that'll be a great example for you to develop. I think, and this will be some homework for you, Sister Carol. I think you should actually develop that as a talking point. An example where you show people, if you're showing EasyBot or sharing EasyBot or explaining it, I think you should develop that example. If you want to talk about an example where you want people to start with 1,000, show them the distribution of that. One place you can get that kind of insight is from this document. It is actually in that paper that you just pulled up. Some sub details. Just click on it.
Right.
And you can scroll to the bottom, and it'll give you examples.
Okay.
Budget examples right here.
Okay.
So, but I would, from your perspective, I would develop a scenario where, all right, hey, let me take you through an example. Let's say you do have trading capital, and honestly, I would stay away from the word budget because that's limiting. Let's say you do have trading capital that you want to use for your future. And it's about 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, whatever the example. You show them or tell them, all right, with that money, Carol, I would get this subscription so that I have access to this many number of bots. And in each bot, I'll put a certain amount of trading capital. And in the EasyBot wallet, I'll have a certain amount of software service fee money. I would develop that example. And there they can see, all right, it's not that we just have a $200 bot and there's no additional cost anywhere ever. It's that they can see the process. We got a subscription, we got bots. Now let's hone in on 1 bot where it may be a $200 bot. This is what a $200 bot can do over time. I would develop that scenario for discussion purposes. And then you'll have a better experience.
Thank you. But before I forget, quick question. The calculator, what is that link that you go to get the calculator in case you want to put different figures?
Yeah, I don't know where I put it, but let's check let me check the link library because it may be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's right. It's right above where you just got that other link.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the link library. Compound interest calculator.
Okay, good. I'll check it out from there. Thank you so much, Joe.
Yes, ma'am. No problem. All right, folks. I think we went over time, but it's okay. Do we got any pending comments, questions, concerns? Thank you guys for sticking it out this late. But Brother Martin, do you have anything that you need to tell the people? Brother Guy, any additional insight? Sister Chastity, questions, comments from you? Anything, Sister Irene? Anybody? Anything?
Well, I will say I am in brain overload right now.
Yes, ma'am.
That was a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna have to take it and process it. I'm gonna have to take it and process it, and then I'm gonna have to come back and do this again tomorrow, so it can actually stick. And that way I understand most of it. Because like I said, I'm not a newbie, but I'm trying to understand the way that this is done. I'm trying to understand this process and trying to figure out which direction I should go.
Okay. Nope, that's totally fine. And like you said, you'll have to come back. Touch points, they really help. Additional touch points and leaning on your sponsor. If you're not able to get in touch with your sponsor, I would talk to our global sales directors and get some expert insight from one of them or our EasyBot ambassadors.
I would definitely rather do that because my sponsor is new just as well as
Yes,
I
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So having said that, then we'll make sure you have access to the personnel that will give you the, I don't want to say the best advice, but they'll give you some good guidance or direction.
some direction.
Today is the today is the 9th of February. Tomorrow's Tuesday. And so the touch points that we have are the performance insight and corporate update call. So that will allow you to interact with the CEO and get some.
Which I definitely want to do.
Okay. That'll allow you to just learn a little bit about what's going on with EasyBot. Then our global sales directors, they come in with the call that gives you information about referral rewards. And that might be a great call to ask some questions related to I don't want to say the product side of the house, but how do I use EasyBot to earn additional income? But also just to connect with them, get a feel for the flavor of their personality, talk with them about their EasyBot journey, and maybe get recommendations from the global sales directors on what steps next to take. So,
all right, gotcha.
Yep. So, sorry for the overload. This was one of those longer calls with a lot of moving pieces. But the overall gist, I hope you understood the API. That was one of your questions. But the overall gist, exchange, EasyBot, let them talk, be safe. That's the overall gist here. Brother Guy, you got anything for us? And then Brother Martin, or if you're there, just close us out. And Sister Chastity, you know Brother Martin already?
Not that I know
of. Okay. All right. Brother Guy, go ahead. Then I'll let.
I was just going to say, this was timely for me because that you talked about my Achilles heel, which is connecting people. I don't have no problem recruiting people, but connecting, getting the business going. So, I can get the money in the account and all of that stuff. Just connecting, making those two systems connect and communicate.
Right.
The other thing I want to ask is, are there any plans to ever, not ever, but plan to add another evening meeting?
Yes, we will eventually add additional meetings, but we need manpower for that, to be honest with you. So as we ramp up our staffing, our community, we will add additional touch points. I don't know of anything that's going to be happening in Q1 of this year, but looking at Q2 and beyond, we're definitely going to add additional touch points. We're praying that some of our community members can facilitate this. So we promote people to ambassadorship, or people become leaders in the community, whether it's Founders Club or Legacy Builder or some kind of leader, Founders Club leader. These country leader, these individuals can facilitate the kind of meetings that we need, where we're doing touch points all hours of the day for people interested in the EasyBot. So 100% we'll be adding, but nothing on the roadmap right now for at least Q1 of this year.
Okay.
I did, Sister Linda, if you had anything, just jump right in, but let me turn it over to Brother Martin.
Amazing.
Brother Martin, Chastity's here. She said
yes. So I had the privilege of meeting her earlier today, when we did a corporate overview for her. So we're really pleased to have her. The individual that invited her, based on some of the comments that he made, he's going to be a force to reckon with. I think he and Guy will get along well. They're of the same mindset when it comes to financing and stuff like that. So it's growing, guys. The family's growing. Everything's growing. Now's the time. I mean, Bitcoin is 20-30% off. Look at it that way. It's on, no, like I said before, nobody walks into a grocery store, to a department store, they see 20% off and say, nah, I'm gonna wait till it goes back to Nobody does that.
Nope.
So now's the time to get people interested to look at this while the market's down, because when it turns around, we know that it's going to do that. Their journey is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So that's it for me, guys. I'm tired. But I'm back in my crib. I'm so grateful to be back in the house. Y'all just don't know. Whew.
So
you look sleepy.
Oh, hey, welcome back to I forgot. Okay, welcome back, bro.
Yeah,
welcome
man.
Back.
Get my computer set back up and all of that. So
how does Sister Chastity may have questions that her sponsor is not able to answer? What do you want her to do?
She can reach out to us. She can give me a call if she would like. No problem.
And what number is that?
301 442 5721.
Got it.
I appreciate all you guys' time. Thank you for showing up, Brother Martin. Thank you, Brother Guy. Sister Chastity, always welcome. Sister Linda, Sister Irene, Sister Carol, pleasure as always. You guys ask good questions and you are always participating. So we appreciate your presence. I'm going to close the call. It's a 2-hour recorded call, so I'll have bits and snippets. Brother Guy, I'll try to pull out the API stuff, man.
Oh, yeah.
Send you an API video that we went through, so you have it, okay?
I need that as well.
So, yeah, I'll work on that. It'll take me, give me 48 hours, but I'll try to get it together in a condensed time frame and get it out to you guys. It'll just be a portion of this entire thing. So, we'll see you guys on tomorrow's calls, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Performance Insight Corporate Update, the PQ call, PICU, and then followed up by brothers Martin and Winston Thomas, Global Sales Directors of EasyBot, talking about refer rewards. Okay.
That's right. And remember, Saturday is Valentine's. Don't give them no chocolate. Don't give them nothing that's going to die. Get them a chocolate covered bot, baby.
Word.
Let's go.
Did he say a chocolate covered bot? I'm done. I'm done.
Good night, everybody.
All right, guys. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Right now.
Bye.